to a fresh, brand new, exciting episode of Kara Dangerous Live. Yes, sometimes I have to remember which show I'm doing because I got like three different shows that I do. But let me tell you something.
Okay.
I am so into what I got going on tonight because I have a special guest, Miss Sincerity Garcia. It's so nice to see you.
Yes, it's been a while. It's great to see you as well. I'm happy to be on Kara Dangerous. Let's go.
Yes, girl. I am so happy to see you. It's like we're gonna have a big reunion today. But before we
Hmm.
get into the reunion, I gotta let people know where they at. So I gotta play that intro. You know how we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It ain't the same around here like it used to be. You don't see people sit together like you used to see. I keep telling the people to find inner peace. Don't pull out that gun.
Sincerity, sincerity, sincerity.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, you know what? I don't know if you remember the first time I met you, but I do because I was very impressed when I first met you. And when I saw you, I stood there and watched and I said, man, this girl is dope right here. This girl is dope right here. And I have to show you why. I gotta kind of play back the experience. It's not the exact same moment, but I want to give people a feel of kind of what I saw, and what drew me to you as an
I love
artist and a
that.
person.
All right.
Surrender
Talk
to
to
the ring, but I don't quit cause I'm pain. Strength and gain like sweet storm. Use it for refrain. They be obsessed at the range. Mad that I came as a star fire with my name. But I'm back on the block like ammo in the range. I make it hot when it's not.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
That's a throwback.
Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you something, sincerity. So, obviously I'm from the South. I'm from Georgia. And I've been
Hmm.
rapping since I was, 9 years old. My brother
Me
says younger.
too. 9 years old.
But one of my dreams was like, well, I always wondered what it'd be like to grow up in New York. But when I was growing up, New York was the beast that was bringing out all the hip hop hits. And so,
Yeah.
you would hear the stories about people, struggling artists trying to make it in New York and LA. And I just always wondered what that life would be like. So,
Mm.
a part of that life is people who go and perform on the streets of New York and just get that raw, experience on the streets. And so, me, I was new to New York and I was
Mhm.
there for a short time, but I'm trying to navigate the trains. And one of
Yeah.
the best experience in the train, besides coming in contact with so many homeless people, and I'm being sarcastic, is the fact that you get to see so much good art and so much good music on your way to
Hmm.
work. So you
Yeah.
were a good moment for me, to see you in the subway performing, and you
Mm.
caught my attention. I mean, because you're a female, and then you were spitting some real heat. So I'm gonna finally let you
I,
talk, but I just had to kind of let people know, how I met you and everything like that.
that is so meaningful to me because it took a lot of audacity to go out there and do that. First of all, like people are like, you weren't scared. I'm like, of course I was, but I was also broke. Like I needed to do
Right,
something, you know what I'm saying?
right.
And I know this is something that, I could do.
Yes.
So that's how it began. However, when I initially it was like, oh, okay, I'm done broke, like I'm going to school, da, 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 da. I had at the time I
Mhm.
was talking to somebody who is a violinist, and he would go out there,
Mhm.
and I would see him come in with like $400, $500
See,
after a
he got his
day,
grind
and I'm
going.
just like, and he was like, yo, you need to get into it, da, da, da. So he was really like pushing me out there. So that situation didn't work out. However, when him and I were like
Mhm.
done, I went out there. I went to the streets, and at first I started with my homegirl Sarah Conguzo. Shout out to
Mhm.
Sarah,
Shout out.
and she played the violin. So she was playing the violin on top of hip hop beats, and I was rapping. So over there, like automatically, it's already a contrast, right?
Violin, one of my favorite instruments. It is funny because I know who you're talking about. I didn't know her name, but I've
Okay.
seen her in the subway as well. As
Yes,
well.
yes, yes, yes. So that was, my partner. Like we started
Mhm.
out going out there, and eventually, she had a baby. God bless the baby. That's my little
Absolutely.
niece, right? So, she had a baby. So I just started going out there alone, And one thing that I discovered, apart from the fact that I could make money, right?
Mhm.
And then past like the shame of like, oh my gosh, I'm in the street, da, 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 da. Because one thing my mother told me that I feel really bad about, God bless her heart, old school
Uh-oh.
Latina
What
mother,
she
but she
say?
was like,
What
you
what
want,
what was mama's wisdom she gave you?
she was like, you went to all those years of school for you to go on the street asking for money. So I felt so ashamed. I felt so bad about it at first, but then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna show you, and not like in a way, not in a vengeful way, or you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But I was like, I'm gonna show you this is gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And so I went out there, and one of the things that God showed me was really the impact that I could have on people. So, like
Mhm.
yourself, I made so many beautiful connections. So
Mhm.
many people would text me and write me beautiful words of just how I inspired them, how I moved them that day. And I was like, this is what it's about. Like, this is why I
Absolutely.
do this, And so I was moved with people's responses, and if
Mhm.
I wouldn't have received those responses, then I don't know if I would have continued to do it as much, because it became really more than about the money. Because then I was working at some point, like I was working all these other jobs that I didn't need to do it no more, right? But I
Mhm.
did it for the people because I really felt like I was doing something. And in addition, you make great connections, you get more following.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm telling you, that's one of the highlights of having to take that little nasty walk in the train. so thank you so much for being one of those artists. So you just brought up your mother. I know you're not quiet about being a Ecuadorian American hip hop artist.
Yeah.
And when I wrote that on the promo, I'm like, I want you to explain what that means. I don't know if I want to say what's your experience, but what is that life like? Because is that a home? Is Ecuadorian? Do y'all have experience in hip hop? Is that something that your
Oh
mom
yeah.
could recognize and say that's a cool talent? Although she didn't want you down there begging in the train, what's that experience like being Ecuadorian and American?
Yeah. So I'm Ecuadorian American. I was born in Brooklyn, but I have
Mhm.
lived in Ecuador. And there's a lot of hip hop out there, but there's not like a major market, right?
Mhm.
And for me, it's very important to be that bridge between cultures, to be that face when you look up Ecuadorian hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Especially for women. Um, Now there are people here, like Rico Suave was Ecuadorian. He's
Mhm.
still alive. He's
Right, right. Don't put them
Ecuadorian.
in the grave yet now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had people at Oprah like getting busy back in the
Absolutely.
day. Right. So he's still around, he still does shows, and he's still very much connected to the they call in Ecuador farandula, like the famous
Mhm.
people in Ecuador, right? But he more does stuff in Spanish now, at least from what I've seen, right?
Mhm.
And apart from that, there's been DJs. There's a lot of people that are mixed. What's her name? Adriana Bailon. She's half
Oh
Ecuadorian.
yeah.
We have a lot of half Ecuadorians in the industry. Christina
Right.
Aguilera. So there's a couple people out there. I just don't feel like a lot of Ecuadorians are really like pushing the flag. Like I wish we did that more,
Mhm.
but New York is full of Ecuadorians. There's a lot of people who do music out here that are dope. I recently just recorded with an Ecuadorian artist called Machelo, so that's gonna be a project later on this year.
Awesome.
Actually, I recorded with a couple Ecuadorian artists for projects that are coming out this year, so y'all need to look out for that. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
Um,
Absolutely.
what's I have my so if you saw New York shit,
Mhm.
my boy Diego Vara, he was director for New York shit. So yeah, so
Mhm.
being Ecuadorian American is very important for me. Putting that flag on high is very important for me. Representing Brooklyn and New York is very important
Brooklyn,
to me.
Brooklyn. Okay, you better represent, girl.
That's right. That's right. And so
What
that's
does
all
that
very
mean to
important
be
to
a
me.
Brooklyn girl? Now we went to Ecuador. Let's bring it back to America.
Yeah,
What does that mean? Because New York people, you guys take y'all boroughs seriously,
we
okay?
should do.
So
We
you
should
represent
do.
Brooklyn. So tell me about that.
Oh man, listen, so much my home life, like the salsa part of me
Mm-hmm.
is like my home life. But then when I went outside, it was hip hop, you know?
Yes. Wait,
So
did you say the salsa part of you?
salsa, yeah, I love
Okay.
salsa.
Well,
I
wait a
love
minute.
salsa music. I just love salsa and hip hop are my favorite genres. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you see that video?
Which video?
Girl, I got
You show my
receipts.
legs. You should be
I,
showing the people my legs.
you a pretty girl. Look, I gotta get these views up. Okay, look at
I feel you.
you.
I feel you. I'm not mad at that. Yes, I be getting busy. I love to dance. Um, so salsa and hip hop, I just feel like it was just intertwined my whole life
Yes.
for me. So it's a beautiful thing to be a blend of cultures. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
For me, it always felt like I'm not this enough and I'm not this enough, but really it's 100% this and I'm 100% that. And there's a lot of first generation people
Yes.
from Ecuador and different countries that can totally relate to my experience. You know, and I'm fluent, very fluent in both languages. I speak, write, and read in both languages, and I rap in both languages. And so it is very important for me to represent both to the fullest.
Absolutely. And I love that. And we're going to talk about how you represent it on a whole nother level in just a second. But I want to know, you're Ecuadorian, but I know you talked about too your Afro roots. And
Mm-hmm.
when you look at artists like Cardi B, she's not Ecuadorian, but she has that,
Yeah.
that Latino part of her too. So
Yeah.
does that still do something to you when you can see artists like her also kind of make a lane?
Yes, I think for Latinos, especially mixed Latinos, it's different. Like race was always something so different to us because we didn't grow up really with black and white. It
Mhm.
was like canela, trigueña, like all these different colors. Like
Mhm.
literally, I remember asking my mother what color we were. So that's a very unique experience in itself. And she would
Mhm.
laugh at first, and she really never knew how to respond that. And she was like, "Oh, we canela. That means like cinnamon." Like my grandfather was black, my grandmother was mestiza, and my father's side is indigenous, right?
Mhm.
So though my mother's biracial, she's also very light skinned, and my father's very much indigenous. So that's why I look how I look.
Right, right.
But it's a lot of times, and it can be difficult sometimes to navigate that space because I also
Mhm.
understand I'm not unequivocally black, right?
Mhm.
Or even unequivocally indigenous, but I know
Mhm.
that's in me, and that's in that the culture and so much of me comes from that ancestry, right?
Do
And
you think you're able to put those experiences, those different things into your music?
most definitely, and I'm always for also representing. There's a video out that I did with a friend of mine in Ecuador. It's a salsa choque. I gotta send it to you. It's a
Okay.
salsa choque song. That's a genre out there in Ecuador, and it was a beautiful representation of a side
Mhm.
of Ecuador people really don't see, and I think that's really important for me too, right? There's been times where people are like, "Oh, I never seen Black Ecuadorians," and then there's other times people are like, "I never see. I thought all Ecuadorians were black." Like so, because like if you
Mhm.
look at the soccer team in Ecuador, everyone's Afro Ecuadorian. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know
Or
what? And I
Afro
watched
indigenous.
soccer before when I worked at ESPN, but I can't remember. But I'm gonna take your word for that.
Yeah, girl, you can look it up. I'm telling you, everybody has nice color on the
I
team.
believe
But
it.
if you don't know soccer and you only see, let's say, like the Ecuadorians and Queens are from a certain part, then you see more of indigenous features, right? But many of us are very much mixed.
Yes.
But it's very important for me to definitely represent and put it out there. That we are many, like culturally is different. We didn't grow up with the black and white, but when we're
Mhm.
here it's very present to us, so then it can become very confusing when it comes to identity,
Mhm.
right? Especially when you got to mark the boxes.
Well, what about just
Growing
the
up,
the
that was
human experience
confusing.
when you deal with discrimination and everything? How has that been for you?
Okay, so that I have much experience with.
Mhm.
I'm from Brooklyn, and I went to school between. My father was always in New York, and my mother moved to Massachusetts at some time. So I was between New York and Massachusetts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Massachusetts, I experienced a lot of racism, like a lot.
I can see
And
that in
it
Massachusetts.
definitely
It's a
shaped me.
tough place.
Say that again.
I can see that in Mass. It's a tough place out here.
It shaped me in many ways that my Latino friends in New York that went to school with only Latinos didn't have to experience.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I am, girl, I got story for days. Like, I remember this girl told me my skin color was the color of shit. And you see how light skinned I am.
What?
She told me that. She told me we had cops banging on our doors. And I remember, like, they stormed into a place without a warrant one time. Like, all these stories that we be seeing on video nowadays, I'm like, so much of that I experienced in Massachusetts. And me being a woman, and my brothers did too. Like, and I remember the cops threatened me one time. I was 13 years old. I was like, they'd never do this to a white girl, you know?
Right.
So I was just like,
do you ever be like, are they
that
coming at the
now,
black side or the Ecuadorian side?
exactly. So I realized that now, though, you know, I didn't think about. I was just being very defensive, like 13-year-old, and thinking like, you know, whatever other stuff. But I'm like, they would never do this to any white girls. So I remember they kept coming, like harassing, and one time my brother was on. He's much older than me. My brother was on the phone, and he basically told my mother, like, put me on speaker, or I don't know if it was speaker at that time, but either they was on the phone or speaker, whatever it may be. I might have been the wireless, like, home phones. And he was like, y'all busted into a home without a warrant. Like, you over here abusing, like, harassing my little sister. She's 13 years old. Like, what are you doing? Right. So I just remember just being in that predicament. And a lot of it was also because my mother didn't know what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of that too. My mother didn't speak English, especially at that time. Now she speaks better, but she didn't speak English. So there was a lot I had to also just witness my mother being, you know, belittled or humiliated. And so that got a lot of anger within me too at that point. Well, now I'm always angry, like I'm always ready to defend somebody.
Welcome to the club, sister.
Say it again.
Welcome to the club, sister.
Yeah, so there was a lot of experiences in Massachusetts. Girl, there's a lot. I could go on and on, but
I'm sure you use that to put in your music again, because you come off like a powerful female. And when I see you,
thank you.
Like when I rap, I say like almost like a superhero. This, you know, superwoman type of feel. You know, very confident and strong and tough, and you know, and independent, but not where you don't need anybody, but you know, where you can step out on your own and do something. And I wanna show people what it's like when you just want to rap and do your thing, get in your zone.
Many train rides I took to get $1 for Obama. Luggage in the sign. Meanwhile on my mind, I'm thinking I should be on my prime. It ain't easy, but regardless, I'ma thrive. Here's that spirit in me, NYC, baby. Gucci feet though on the corner, but we stay hungry. First come loyalty, then come love, you see. Where I'm from, respect is royalty.
Oh, okay. Look, what you think about that?
I couldn't hear it.
Oh man, come on.
Just tell me, what was it?
That was you rapping when you had on your white tank top, but I got something for you even better.
All right.
What you think about this? And hopefully I can do you some justice.
Right, my bad.
Okay. Brooklyn girls say they love the energy, love sincerity. So I take the liberty to take them on a journey lyrically through hallways and alleys. Dark days I carry, sharp pains and valleys. All days be heavy when you programmed to survive. Legendary cyphers get the MCs injured. Legendary cyphers get the MCs injured. Damn, I can't talk right now. Right. Legendary ciphers get the MCs energized. The city never sleeps. That's the first time I messed up trying to do that, but you got my point.
That's all right.
That's Sincerity Garcia right there. How about that?
New York-ish.
New York-ish. That's a single that you released recently.
Yes, that was my last official single. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So I'm dropping another single this summer. I'll tell y'all what it is. Y'all get the exclusive. It's called Brooklyn Pacifico.
Yes.
So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a fusion of hip hop and some sounds from the Pacific coast of Colombia and Ecuador. So it's exciting.
Yes. Now let me ask you a question because you said Colombia, and
Hmm.
I want to know how did you get a chance to tour in
Hmm.
Colombia? And I think I have a picture of you right here doing your thing.
I love that picture.
The
I look so
beautiful smile
happy.
that you always have on to bring the people into the crowd. The crowd loves you. And how did you get that opportunity, Sincerity? Tell us what you were doing over there in Colombia.
All right. So I originally went to Colombia to perform in 2019 through the State Department. There's a program called 1B Colombia. My mentor, Tony Blackman, by the way, shout out to Miss Tony.
Yes.
She passed this along to me. She's a hip hop ambassador with the State Department. She was like, I don't know if you'd be interested in this opportunity. And it was so crazy because I had been praying about Colombia. I just had Colombia in my mind for a really long time. And
Mm-hmm.
Ecuador and Colombia are neighbors, you know. So, and I've always loved Colombian music. So I just wanted to be in Colombia. And then I'm like, of course I'm interested. So I applied. I was chosen to go with 14 other artists. I was the only woman MC chosen to go over there. So it was really cool. And I met so many amazing artists. I had already done my first single with Alexis Play from Colombia called El Amor, which is a dedication to the youth in Latin America. But we had never met. So the fact that they chose me to go to Colombia and then
Absolutely.
the specific part of Colombia where he lives at, it was so cool because we got to meet, we got to perform together in addition, like aside from the tour. And so I just have this beautiful musical family in Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
specifically the Pacific coast of Colombia. And so this year or last year, I went back.
Mm-hmm.
I was there a total of 4 months out of all of last year. I went for 2 months and I
Girl,
came
you were
back for
gone
like
for a
3 for
long time. Cause I was looking for you on social media. I couldn't find you. They told me you were gone to Colombia.
I was in Colombia. So before I came back, the last time I was there, I got the opportunity to perform a couple of shows. So I'm very grateful. Shout out to Chambimba, who I met originally in 2019, and he was like, "Girl, come on, let's get on stage together. Let's, you know." So we did a couple of shows together, and like I said, I have a beautiful musical family out there. The love is real. And so I'm always trying to stay connected,
Mm-hmm.
go back, and God willing, I get to go very soon again.
Absolutely. I love that. That was such a great opportunity and you killed it.
Hmm.
Now, did you get a chance to work with the youth? And tell me why that was important to you.
Yes, I've been a mentor, a coach for so long in
Mhm.
different aspects, like not just as a hip hop teacher, but I am also a hip hop teacher, right?
Mm.
And that's important to me because of my experiences being a youth right here in this
Mhm.
country, a woman, a young girl of color, seeing what my brothers experience in this country as well. And so I know what it is to be us. And I
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
think that just like there was people that believed in me and my journey, I want to be that person for somebody else's journey.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things when I hold a workshop, when I teach a class, when I'm with young people, that I know that that is something I'm also supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
by how they receive my teaching, by how they teach me.
Mhm.
Right. And so it's a beautiful thing to be connected to young people. And right now, young people all over,
Mhm.
not all over the world, but soon be, soon come.
Mhm.
I worked with young people in Uganda. I've taught in Uganda as well, young people in Ecuador, Colombia, and here in New York. Shout out to Carnegie Hall, Neon Arts. I received a grant from them last year to work with young people and young
Amazing.
adults. So it's a beautiful work, and I feel very blessed to have been, chosen to do this work as well in the community. As much as I love it on stage, I love to be with my people in the community.
Yeah, now speaking of the community, let's take it back to New York because when I have people on here and we talk about music, different artists, somebody recently just said it seems like New York artists are heavy into this drill scene. that
Mhm.
came stemmed from Chicago.
Mhm.
Since you are on the, I hate to say on the streets, okay, because I don't want to make your mama mad to say sincerity. You've been on the streets, okay. When you on the streets, is there a sound that maybe we're missing that we don't know that's about to come out of New York, or maybe that's going on? That's maybe it's not getting it as much light as the drill scene.
You know what? I think. Hmm. I think even when we do use aspects of hip hop from other places that started from other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can say like drill, right? We still make it our own because we still
Mm-hmm.
use our verbiage. We still got our style to it. Even between the Bronx and Brooklyn, it's different
Mm-hmm.
drill. Like you will help hear people in the Bronx say drill. Their drill is different than Brooklyn drill. All of that. So it's you know how we are with our boroughs.
That's a good answer. Is there a certain style or style you would like New York to represent in this new generation?
Hmm. I would love for us to always remember the roots
Yes.
of hip hop. You
Okay.
know, I would love for us to take pride in that we are the Mecca. I
Mm-hmm.
would love for us to study um, this beautiful culture that was created here. You know what I'm saying? I would love for us to be more in tune with that and have a lot of respect for the OGs that are here. And so many are still alive. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like we have the most powerful genre in the world right now, and the
Mm-hmm.
legends are still alive. Like, cause it's such a young genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's beautiful. I think that we influence the world. I think nobody who is an upcoming artist or does hip hop or um you know, like I think, and New Yorkers don't ever feel ashamed of like being who we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, don't let nobody ever belittle you because what you do came from the streets or because it came from the Bronx or because it came, you know what I'm saying, from harsh times. Like, it's beautiful that we created something, or our New York people from the past created
Mm-hmm.
something so beautiful that is like forever. Like, I feel like hip hop will never, it's only gonna evolve. But I think right now during this time, it's so important that we do educate ourselves and others, especially coming up, about the history. So because if you're doing it like, so we
Mm-hmm.
could have that much more pride in what we do. You know what I'm saying? I remember
Yes.
teaching in the classroom in the Bronx during like a spoken word and hip hop teaching, and I pulled out some Nas lyrics. And I remember this kid was like, "What's a Nas? Who is a Nas?" Like he was
Oh.
like, I was like, Enrique, I'm gonna teach you Santeria, and I'll never forget. I'm like, I'm gonna teach you right now because I was like, I pulled up like the I Can lyrics for them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You look,
But
you
while
gotta
I
know who
let them be
Nas is,
themselves,
Enrique. We gotta get you right, boy.
but while I let them be themselves and listen to what they listen to, I also had like some girls, you know, like they we put like a Cardi instrumental. I wasn't gonna put her lyrics to most
Right. You can't do that in the class.
99% of her songs, but they obviously know the song. They obviously from the Bronx. They hear it. She's from, you know, there's pride. They got pride in that, and I love that. I respect that. At the same time, I'm not gonna put her lyrics in the classroom, but we can put the instrumental. And then I
Mm-hmm.
had girls like rap into that instrumental their own thing. I remember it was during Thanksgiving time, so they was talking about turkey, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
on a Cardi B instrumental. So so that's beautiful too, but I'm also gonna throw in the knowledge and the history, you know what I'm
See, you a
saying?
student of the game. I love that.
I got a long way to go, but listen, I love learning. I love learning. I think it's so important for us to really know the history of what we're doing and really care about it too. Because I could be
Absolutely.
telling you about it all day, but if you don't care about it, then
How long have you been rapping, would you say?
I since I was 9, but I didn't really know it. Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
my first little lyrics because I was
Look, don't be trying to steal my age because I said
nah.
nine. Look, you get your own
You know
age
who
to
else started
start
rapping
hip
when he was
hop.
9? I think Fabulous started rapping when he was 9. I feel like I heard that in an interview of his. But I loved, I was always an old soul, so I'm over
Mhm.
here like mad young, listening to Mary J. Blige, like 9 years old.
Yes.
Right? And my brother, I only have older
No
brothers. And my
more
brother was like, and I would get in front of like the TV and like get on stage and pretend that I'm like singing, and there's a whole crowd in front of me. Like I was always an artist, girl. I was
can
always
see that.
performing, even when there was no audience, you know.
Yes.
So my brother's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm singing. I'm gonna be, you know." And Selena was also a big inspiration for me. And I
Yes.
was like, "I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna be a singer or whatever." And then he was like, "You know, you gotta write your own songs, right?" So now I know, obviously, nobody really, like a lot of people don't really write their own stuff.
But they
And I'm
told
like,
you
"What you
right, though.
mean?"
I'm
He's like,
glad
"You
they
gotta be,
told you.
huh?"
I'm glad they told you to write your own
Yeah,
stuff. That's like start you
right.
off
It
right.
paid off.
Yes.
So he's like, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be an artist, you gotta write your own music. And his face was so, I just remember, I was like 9, but I just remember his face being so dead ass, right? He was dead serious. Yo, that night I was like, I'm gonna be a singer, so I gotta write my own. I was so disciplined at night. I was like, I gotta write my own songs. It was like today I'm here, tomorrow I'm there. I got friends, I got family, I got things to share. That's all I remember.
Okay.
But I dead wrote that when I was 9. I still remember it. It's so funny. And but I didn't take myself seriously as an artist
Got to.
until 2018, when I went to Uganda with Rhyme Like a Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out again to Miss Tony Blackman. I'm part of a collective called Rhyme Like a Girl. And so that year I became a hip hop ambassador / culture ambassador, right? So we went to Uganda. And it was so amazing. And at the same time, I'm over here with my mentor and my other sister in Rhyme Polaris, who is amazing. And they're just so dope. And I was feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta catch up to them, right? Like I was the rookie on the team. But so I always give my props to my sisters, the collective, because it's more of us, right? But the sisters that created this journey together, like I started off freestyling with All Women's Collective. You know what I'm saying?
All Women's Collective.
All Women's Collective.
Oh, all women, not old women. All
No, girl. No, all women. All.
I think that's dope because sometimes it's hard to find other female rappers, and then when you find them, they don't want to collab and whatnot. So that's good.
That's very real, and you know, it's been blessed to be on this journey, being guided by women. So then when I went out to the men's ciphers, at first it was like, dang, I gotta be really loud. Now I got a loud voice, period. But they on their braggadocious all the time.
Right.
Rah all the time. So it was a very different element. But I had some good brothers that knew me from some of the ciphers that Tony Blackman would host, that would be, you know, not just girls, that would be both men and women. And then so I had some good brothers from there that would be like, yo, jump in, like, yo, like they push me in, you know. And now I'm like, you don't gotta tell me twice, like I'm in there.
Right. She diving in. Now, since you said cipher, I got a video, and we're gonna go to it.
You know I'm about to soar like I'm going on that tour, and sometimes I really gotta spit it from the core, cause they already know that I do this all the time, and anywhere I do rhyme, I really do shine. I'm high and I'm still to the sky, and you already know that I came to elevate, so please concentrate on the lyrics that I say, and I'll tell you right now that I really do.
Yeah, I got receipts, girl. I got receipts on you.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah, so let's shout out to Legendary Cyphers. Legendary Cyphers starts. You got to come out here for Legendary Cyphers.
When is that?
It starts in May. You know, when the weather gets nicer, they start it up. I think this is going to be the 8th year. And it's legendary because as far as history goes, right? Like ciphers in New York have always been a thing. You go back to Kweli, Mos Def, you know, all these guys. They was at the ciphers back in the day. That's
what I'm talking about. My New York experience got cut short. I didn't get to do a New York
girl
cipher.
Come back for the summertime. We go to a cipher together.
Oh my God! I gotta get me a hotel room and book me a stay and try to catch a cipher, catch a Broadway show. I gotta do my thing.
Maybe you do a live Kara Danger show at the cyphers. I'm just saying.
You right. Kara Danger's outside, baby. That's my show where I go the places and we film. That would be so amazing.
I'm saying.
Wow.
Write that
Okay.
down so you don't forget.
Yeah, I'm about to get those dates from you.
So we
Sincerity.
start on the 8th. No,
The 8th.
sorry. When is May? I think May 8th is a Friday. Well, it's a Friday. Is the Friday every Friday? Or is it the first Friday? Girl, don't let me mess you up. No, it's every Friday. It's every Friday from May until November. So like the day after Thanksgiving would be called Black Friday. That would be like the last day of the cipher, because then it gets really cold and we're not about to be out there when it's dead cold, right?
I know.
We also, the woman from the cipher got featured on a BBC Channel 4 documentary called Queens of Rap, and I was in that. I was featured in that as well.
Oh, so it's like it's some really important people out there watching these ciphers, and
you know what it is? It's in the streets, so you never know who's walking. Like I know that the cipher got featured on like the Discovery Channel one.
Wow.
No, sorry, National Geographic. National Geographic. So so it's been featured on thank you. I just read the comments. Thank you, y'all. So it's been featured on National Geographic's and like Instagram page. So, but yeah.
That is so dope. Since we're talking about the whole female thing a while ago, what do you think about the insurgence of female rappers? Because I mean, it felt like at a point there, I was the only girl I knew that rapped. I might have knew a girl that said she used to rap, and then all of a sudden, social media got big. And everybody and their mama rapped. And I'm like, where the hell all these girls come from? I still say I'm hotter than most. But anyway.
All right. You got to. You got to.
It's KD. but I'm interviewing you today, though. I'm not going to go.
Now you better, you got to big up yourself. That's how
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing. At the same time, it does seem like it's one particular lane that's being...
What lane would that be? To be naked, overly sexual, violent?
And and I have nothing against it, because I want to feel sexy sometimes too,
Yeah, we seen you.
Like I'm not always gonna be all the way covered up. Sometimes I might show a little cleavage, but that's just not my overall style. Like I do, it's important for me, and I think image is important. So I take care of my image. At the same time, my craft is most important. And it was very powerful for me when I was in Colombia in April during protests, and I was asked to perform, right? And I was asked to perform, and I didn't look nothing like this picture, girl, because this was during protests, right?
So nothing like that, okay.
I didn't look like that either. I had a T, a big T, bigger than the one I had, like not regular like this. Right? No makeup, no nothing. My hair was like in a regular ponytail. Like I did not look like I was gonna hit no stage. And I had some friends from a band. They were like, "Sincerity, can you do this song for us?" Literally like an hour before. I had no time to do that. This was during the protest, so I'm not even really thinking of how I'm looking, because this is really just to motivate the people. Like it was about the people. It was so powerful, and it was meaningful to me, because I'm like, this is what hip hop is about. Like it's always been about uniting. Like I said, back to the roots. And so that moment, nobody knew who I was in that space, or at least I don't. Some people may have recognized me, but I wasn't on the lineup, nothing. It was just somebody they were like, come on stage with us. Like, we would love for you to do something on this song. And girl, when I tell you the fact that I half freestyle and I half did a verse, because I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that I wanted to be on topic and to move the people, to motivate them. And when I tell you, they was dancing with me, and then like I made up this hook on the spot, and it was going, they was rocking with me. And at that moment, I didn't care what I looked like.
Right.
The fact that I could go up on stage, look how I did, and was able to move people, it had nothing to do with what I look like, right? And that was powerful to me, because it reminded me what's first, right? So the
talent's first.
Yeah, but
should
like the
be.
people are first, the
The people, okay,
connection,
yeah.
you know, the craft then follows the craft. Like I
Mhm.
can't do nothing without I can't move people if there are no people there, right? So the people are first. The craft is right there along with it.
Mhm.
Um, and then, image is important, but I would say, especially in situations like that,
Mhm.
the craft is most important, because at least for me, because I know I know the type of impact that I want to have. So even when I do a song that's more party, even when I do a song that's most commercial, when I have these conversations, when I
Mhm.
am in the midst of a crowd, when I am just holding the mic speaking to people, I want God to speak through me. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
want God to move in that place. I want them to see something different. And you can do that with a t-shirt and a ponytail, you know?
Girl, you better say it. Yes. Because if your talent on point, they ain't gonna worry about it anyway. They'll be trying to get that ponytail. They'll be like, "That's a sincerity ponytail right there. That's what's hot. I'm
The
going to my
messy
beautician to get
ponytail
that
and the
ponytail right
oversized
there. That's the
t-shirt.
one I want." Look how when Rihanna wore those pins in her hair, and you wear those pins to wrap your head now. And I'm just like, how the hell she wear those pins? If I wear those pins, they gonna talk about why you came out with the
Why you
pins
came
in your
out with
hair
that
looking
looking
like
like
a fool.
that?
But
Right.
Rihanna can put the pins in and they cool.
That was cool. Exactly. You're right. You're right. And that's a big point too, um that's a big point as to who I want to be and what type of artist I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? So I am looking towards longevity versus in the moment. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
do you ever feel the pressure of making it to a certain point and then looking at your age? Because I know with me, I'm definitely getting older, and I think I'm older than you. But you know, more
Or
than ever, I felt a little, push. Like you
yeah.
got to really do something. But I'm
Yeah.
hearing now it's more older rappers now and people out there doing their thing. And because hip hop is still young, we're now, like you were saying earlier, and the other guests have come on and say, we're now at a point where we have older artists who people are going to see, Jay-Z and the Eminems and
Right.
and blah blah blah. So many people, Dr. Dre, our legends are now. Well, we had legend that was older, but it's just like now hip hop is that genre. It is rock and roll music. Basically, it took over.
Mm-hmm.
So now our older artists will be going out on tour. But basically, do you ever feel that age crunch?
All the time, and then I'm reminded of the things that I'm telling you about what type of artist I'm trying to be, right? So
Mhm.
I think about that all the time, and low key I get a little more so when men ask me my age, when I tell them what I do and then they ask me my age, because I'm like, I'm dope, that don't got nothing to do with it.
And we both got baby faces too. I'm a little overweight right now, but we both
Is that right?
we
Me
both
too.
look, but we both have look, and you just like me. We're gonna brag on ourselves for a minute. Give us
Okay,
a moment.
okay.
Me and you both have magnetic smiles.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
girl, you better go ahead and smile real quick. Go give it to him. Give it to him. Look, I'm trying to tell you, we ain't gonna worry about no age no more. Sincerity. We're gonna break the chains today.
Yes, most definitely. And and some things, like, I'm not gonna try to relate to an 18-year-old.
Girl, I don't even want to relate to them.
I'm not, like, if I do some fun TikTok stuff or whatever comes out next, like, I'll do it because it's born out of me. Like, and if it goes viral, dope. But I'm gonna still be me, and I can't relate to. I can't. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I can't relate to 18-year-old,
Well, let
and
me
that
ask
is
you this
okay.
too, Sincerity. Do you ever find yourself, because I feel like I used to tell my mom, when I was younger, um, what will keep you young is just keeping up with technology and just keeping yourself in the know. But do you ever listen to some of these artists and you like, man, I just gotta find something I like so that I can connect with them a little bit? Because I have to tell you, at first it was hard when the little switch over happened. I'm telling you, it seemed like in this generation, it's a million rappers, it's a million artists. I don't know why that is. It seemed like when we were growing up, it was 10 rappers. Now it's a million rappers on Spotify. Like, I don't know.
And that's the thing. Everybody can just put their music out, right? That doesn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people are paying for numbers. They're paying for hits, and
Yes.
It's definitely a different time than like growing up on mixtape era, or like, you know, or like the Hot 90. I remember the Hot 97 mix, like the CDs mixtapes. I'm not old enough to remember like the actual tapes, but I did buy the bootleg CDs. You know what I'm saying? From DJ Clue and the Hot 97 one.
DJ Clay Slay that we was talking about yesterday, who passed away.
Yes. I was, one of the exciting moments in the pandemic was when he followed me on Clubhouse. I was like, DJ
wow.
he heard me, he knows who I am. So that was, that was
very
important
dope
for me, yeah. But I never got the chance to meet him or actually, send him over my stuff. But rest in peace to DJ K-Slay. We back to what we were saying. So many of our legends are alive, but we're starting to see our legends pass away, and it's like, wow,
those childhood memories. We got to enjoy what's going on right now. I know you. I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, I said for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So when are we gonna get an album from you? Because you've been dropping single, but we need some more New York shit. So
yes,
come on.
You know what? I'm working on something with some people, and I can't talk about it yet because
look now. Let me look. Okay,
God willing, in God's hands. I'll have something for y'all coming up, not released, but something I'll be able to announce because it'll be with,
Look, don't put it out there then. I'm a firm believer. Let God do his work before you put it out there. Put it out there. Let it season, simmer, and all that good stuff.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
But I want to get a verbal agreement right here on Kera Dangerous Live. And don't look at me in a bad way. But I want that song with you, Sincerity. I want it to happen. You ain't the only female rapper I've been wanting to work with, but we're gonna make that happen.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you still interested, but we're gonna make that happen. Third album, Kera Dangerous, me and Sincerity. We're gonna go off. How about that?
Yes, let's get it done. There is my verbal agreement. Yes.
Okay, y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it. I'm gonna pull back the tapes. If she try to say no, I'm gonna pull back up the tapes.
That's
okay.
Right.
Look, do you have something you want to spit for us today? Are you feeling jolly?
We can do you want something more like soothing or something more like rah rah?
Rah rah rah.
You want some New York shit?
Yeah. Of course.
You tell me. I mean, they both New York shit, but it's one is more like spoken wordish but rapping. The other one is more rah rah.
Don't be giving me choices. This is like Netflix. It's too many movies. I'm gonna just end up going to sleep. I don't know which one to choose. Give me that New York shit.
The rah rah.
Yeah.
It's getting hard to breathe as a woman day by day. I'm in dismay. How many men look the other way? The burden does weigh. Barbaric hands bleed scars. They go beyond the bruises. Got me questioning, why do I even do this? Complaining is useless. I had to spill it in this music. I'm not just rapping for bread. Still I'm hanging by a thread. One thing I do dread is being alone in my bed. Reliving the pain, holding my breath, hand on my chest. I want to believe I'm blessed, yet I'm living in distress. Is this a consequence of being true to my quest? So I begin to discern. What am I missing to earn? The respect in return. Maybe it's none of your concern. I just yearn for the day it's my turn. Cause my spirit is worn. Truth is I'm torn. Even if I do lose, I do choose. Continue to pursue no matter what I go through. Understand I don't quit. Barely sit. I just go through some ish. Go through the hits. Ain't nobody more fit. I bring realness when I spit. Now I'm back and forever lit. My pen draws pain with eloquence. Don't ever question my relevance.
I gotta unmute myself. Okay, Sincerity, Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yes, yes,
Brook,
yes,
Brook,
yes.
Brook, 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 Brook.
You know.
But y'all see why I like her? She's fearless. She's energetic. Her beautiful smile. You know, she makes you feel welcome, like you known her for a long time. And I love it. I love raw talent. I want you to continue to do what you are doing. I
Thank you,
hope
sis.
God continues to bless you, and
Amen.
you just can. And you know, it's a difficult business, and I'm so glad I got to know you, because it's good to know females that you can, you know, say hello to sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and see how they're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
let's keep that going. I
Yes,
like that.
ma'am. Shout out to Miss Tony. I see you. I was talking
Yeah.
about
Hi,
my man. I was
Tony.
talking about Tony Blackman.
Yeah. Thanks for building this girl up, because that was beautiful of you to do that. You know, it's hard to find people who don't mind teaching and giving secrets and spending that time. So that's beautiful.
I'm telling you, Tony has been in my life, so I'm forever grateful.
Yes. Before you go, I want you to tell us about your podcast, because
Mm-hmm.
you take the time and you bring Latino women together on the microphone, and I want to know more about it.
All right. Yeah. So I'll just sum it up real quick. We
Yeah.
are doing a revamping season right now. Myself and Bunny Mike Game You. Shout out to Miss Bunny.
Mhm.
And it is very, very, very inspiring the way that, we have been able to move with Latinas on the mic, what we plan on doing. So that's really what it is. Latinas on the mic is not just, originally my idea was like women who rap, like Latina women who rap. But then I'm like, yo, but there's journalists,
Mhm.
right? There's healers. There are ministers. There are women who have a voice
Mhm.
that need to be showcased. And so when we come back, we want to do bigger and better and really showcase the powerful Latina women out there. Like I said, growing up, I didn't really see a lot of Latina examples. And if they were Latina, I probably didn't know that they were, you
Mhm.
know? So I think it's very important. We are a Latino country. I don't care what nobody says. Did you
Mhm.
know that Spanish is spoken more in this country than in any other country in the world except for Mexico?
That doesn't surprise me. I have to be
So,
honest. Yeah.
so the representation is lacking,
Mhm.
so whatever I can do in my part to push that representation for little girls and little boys in our community, especially when we have things like detention centers separating families, especially
Mhm.
when there's so much, against us as people, against our
Mhm.
bodies, against our free will. I think we should all be able to seek refuge and not be
Mhm.
criminalized for it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Oh, you just sparked a question, and I know I said that was going to be the last one, but how do you choose which one of your songs you're going to perform in Spanish or English? Because I know some of your singles are in Spanish, some are in English. So when we get the album, are we going to get a mix of both?
that's it right there. And we just gonna leave it there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting into the secret part,
We
huh? Okay,
getting
I'm doing
into
too much.
it.
I'm doing
I
too
mean, I
much.
can text you later. I just can't announce nothing yet.
Well, look, check this out, Sincerity. Before we go, tell my people where they can hear more of you, see more of you, and get connected with what you're doing.
Yes, thank you so much. So if you
Yeah.
want to subscribe to me here on YouTube, go to Sincerity Garcia, just the way that it's spelled on the screen. If you want to follow me on any social media, thank you for putting that up because it shows how to spell it.
Yes.
Sincerity Lyrics, SINCERITY Sincerity Lyrics. Again, if you want to listen to my music, Sincerity Garcia. If you want to follow me on social media, Sincerity Lyrics.
Yes, Miss New York girl. I'm so
Um,
proud of you. I'm glad we got a
thank
chance to
you.
have this reunion.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I do
And
want to say something else,
okay,
but
go
I want y'all
ahead.
to stay tuned too.
Okay.
Again, I don't know all the teas. I can't tell you everything, but look out for Rhyme Like a Girl
Mm-hmm.
because we got something coming up this year. All right.
Yes.
Maybe something like a tour.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned to Round Like a Girl. Tony Blackman, myself, Sincerity, and Polaris will be doing some things as well. So we busy women out here putting in some work. So I just had to, give y'all another exclusive.
No problem with that. We appreciate that over here at Kera Dangerous Live. And for all you that's watching out there, make sure you subscribe to the Kera Dangerous Talk YouTube channel. And make sure you like this video and leave some great comments below. And before we go, I'm going to go out like... Yo, that just hypes me up every single time. I just had to hit that.
I love it. I need to dance more on Instagram because that video has like 49,000 views. And I was just like,
see, girl,
regular.
This second nature to you. You better do it. Well, guys, you better catch me on here tomorrow. All week I'll probably be on here for more Kera Dangerous Talk, more Kera Dangerous Live, more Kera Dangerous Outside. This was Sincerity Garcia, right? Yes. And Kera Dangerous. And we out of here. Thank you so much.